YouTube, welcome. And with the United States and Venezuela at odds, the Western Hemisphere is on fire. And the United States is experiencing something that it hasn't experienced in almost 70 years, and that's the potential threat of war right in its backyard. But what really is going on between the United States and Venezuela? Because the narrative that Donald Trump and the media is pushing is drugs. But how can it be about drugs to the extent that we are shooting missiles at boats at sea with drugs on them when China pumps absurd amount of fentanyl to this country every day? I mean, we are shooting missiles at boats at Venezuela, and I mean, Donald Trump just had a meeting with President Xi 2 weeks ago to ask him to stop sending fentanyl. So we're asking China to stop, but we are applying force to Venezuela. No, 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 no. Something doesn't sound right. So it's not about drugs. It's not about oil. It's about the Monroe Doctrine. The Monroe Doctrine is a U.S. foreign policy from 1823 that declared the Western Hemisphere off limits to further European colonization and warned against European interference in the Americas militarily. And how we can apply that to the situation right now is Russia is at war with Ukraine. Okay. And what Russia thought was going to be a 2 week war, it turned out to be, you know, years war, and now it's a war of attrition. And in a war of attrition, basically, whatever country runs out of supplies first, guns, ammo, missiles, plane, artillery, whatever, that's the person that loses the war. And what Venezuela is doing is they have the AK-103 in production for Russia. Okay, so Russia is the United States' biggest adversary. Donald Trump tried to, get peace with in between the two countries, and Vladimir Putin didn't agree. So here you have a war of attrition, and you have Venezuela, a country in America's own backyard, supporting Russia by making AK-103s for them, making rifles for them, keeping them armed and keeping them dangerous. And that's a no-no, and that's why Donald Trump is essentially calling for a regime change in Venezuela. $50 million on President Maduro head. I just want us to keep that same energy with China. YouTube.